And welcome back to the channel. On this beautiful day, we received a really sweet email from one of you. Thank you so much for writing in. A very apt question, always, how to build a successful startup. Roll it. This is, at a very high level, 5 really distinct bullet points that are going to help you to build that successful startup. Go ahead and smash that like button. It's always the strategy that makes the millions. So before you even have pen to paper, before you even start to write a single line of code, just make sure that the strategy is a winning one. A good technique for this is to look at the customer's needs and work backwards. That's been very effective. You know, Amazon preach this all the time because it works. Number 2, surround yourself with high impact individuals in life and in startup. At the end of the day, your team is only as good as your team. So just by kind of having that energy, that real positive feeling, very high energy individuals, people who you can really rip off and drive off and feed off of to just get that synergistic effect that launches everything into the stratosphere, that's what you're going to do. That's what I mean by surrounding yourself with high impact individuals. And that rolls right into the third point. It's always better to rent gold than to buy silver. And this is something Steve Newcomb, if you're a big fan of our CTAP podcast, he says this, and oh my gosh, does it resonate with all of us. It's so true, especially early on in the startup phase. You're always better off to bring in those individuals who, you know, maybe you've got 6 months on, maybe a year, maybe 2 years before they leave you to go build their own vision. Great. These are the overachievers. These are the real passion drivers, the people you're going to want, especially early in the startup phase, to drive that success.
So Steve Newcomb, to paraphrase you,
always better to rent gold than to buy silver.
Okay, number 4, teamwork makes the dream work. It's pretty self-evident, it's so very true, and it's so apt, especially in the startup phase, that teamwork always makes the dream work. These people whom you're bringing into the fold, whom you're rolling into your startup, especially when you're getting started early, need to be folks you can riff off of. People who you, again, synergy. You want to make sure that these people have it, that you're feeling it, that there's a lot of, groovy. Obviously, the early honeymoon phase of the startup, everything is going to be groovy. In fact, if it isn't, that's going to be a little bit of a warning flag. Teamwork really does make that dream work. If this is someone whom you can sit next to and know that, the 2 of you paired up that day, or maybe 3 of you, or you're all working across the table, but the point that you're all in the same room, that ideas are flowing, that energy's flowing between everyone, everyone's got that real groovy kind of feel that things are just happening. It's magic. And when you have it, it works. Last one. After success happens, because it will, we believe in you. When you raise that first round of capital, VC firms always buy into people. And you might have noticed throughout all these bullet points that it's really people, people, people. They're buying into your team. They're buying into your ability to build that team, to lead that team. The idea is almost second to this. Because a lot of times the brightest people, the brightest minds, maybe they have a solution and the solution just needs a couple pivots before it really finally starts to bring in that bottom line. Okay. If you've got a standout team, VCs are absolutely going to be interested in you because they're buying into you. This is also a technique that you can use. A lot of times I do, for example, when I'm buying stocks, which is basically vested interest in a company, I love to look, who are the leaders behind this team? And that's what VC firms are going to do. The same thing for you when you go to raise that capital. They're buying into your ability to lead a team.